guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's been a few days since I've gotten back to this thing. I had thought that this thing was finished after 7 episodes. I let it sit for a while, and I remember the last time I shut this engine off, it seemed kind of weird. Almost like the rocker arms were loose again, that nut came back off, the valve guides could be super loose, and it came back out again. And that would be the 3rd time I would have tried to correct the valves, which is why the engine probably doesn't run reliably consistent. And also, we've tried to fix the 3 different cracks in the engine block with JB Weld epoxy. And after 3 or 4 days, it looks like it's leaking again. And if you look at the top of the double stack pulley, I know you can't see it, but it's filled with oil, which means that the middle crack on the bottom didn't work. So I've had it. I've absolutely had it. We've spent so much time on this engine, I've had it, you know? So it seems like unless I get a Kohler Courage engine block someday, can't use this engine because it's too unreliable. 3 cracks in the engine plus the valve guides, it's just bad. So I mean, I can't in good conscience try to sell this thing in the condition that engine is right now. I'm not gonna work on this engine anymore because I've already exhausted all means. Short of getting a new engine block, I mean it runs, but like I said, valve guides in here, something hinky about it, and also the block is just cracked in too many places that you can't fix, you know? So I'm gonna take off this engine, and I have my only single cylinder remaining engine, spare engine left over, and that's a Kohler Courage 17. I got that engine from my friend Nick Iardi over in West Islip, and as you recall from the history of that, it backfired when he had it. So he took it apart to try to figure it out. It's probably just the carburetor or the intake or something that causes it to backfire, or the valves, you know. But as you know from the Kohler commands, the valves are hydraulic lifters and you can't adjust them. So anyway, he gave it to me in pieces. I put it back together again, missing a few pieces. Some subscribers sent me those pieces, and we have a complete engine, I think. It is missing the top air cleaner cover, so if any of you guys have a spare air cleaner cover for Kohler Courage, send it to me, contribute to the channel, I'd appreciate it. If not, I'll look for a super cheap one, whatever, someday. So I'm thinking I'm gonna take this engine off today and put that one on. What else can I do, right? But I've had it up to here with this. Also on future to-do lists, I got this pull-on push mower from my friend Mike from Mike's Lawn Service, Babylon. And thanks to Quinn the Mailman, I found this yesterday. It's a Rally Craftsman type with a reversed engine, you know, it's put on backwards on purpose. Eager 1 Tecumseh engine. Has no gas in it, has good oil. It pulls with compression feel to it, and I believe the bail handle cable is good. And if I try to put some, I'll work on this some other time, you know what I mean? But those are 2 things that I gotta do. But I gotta get this tractor out of my garage, you know what I mean? It's just been sitting here for the past 2 weeks. So I'm gonna loosen the engine mounting bolts, the muffler, the harness, the starter wire, throttle cable, and fuel line. Take this engine off and mount this Kohler Command 17 on here with no air filter cover. That's all I can do. I can't do no more. So as you guys see, it wasn't too tough to take the whole thing apart. You know, the big challenge was to get the double stack pulley off because it was so close to the ground, and with the impact, once you get it off, the bolt was longer, so I couldn't get the impact gun out because the bolt slipped in, you know what I mean? So, you know, there was like this much room for the impact and the thing, and once you loosen it, you can't get it out, you know, unless you lifted the whole tracker up. But finally did get it off. All 4 bolts were taken off, and as you can see from the repair on the middle part here, which is the biggest crack, well, that looks like the biggest crack, but actually this actually worked. It's clean, you know, but it was seeping through here. You'll notice that it's more yellowish now. It was completely clear, white. Not white, but clear. But as you can see, it has saturated and it's wet, you know, so this is where the leak was coming from, more so here too. So this, you know, the patch job just didn't work, but I mean, you guys saw, I did it like 10 times, you know, 10 tries. So I mean, this block is just trash, so I can't use this block. But if I found another block, we could get it going. You know, I have another head, you know, because this one's all hinky and stuff, but we'll save this for another project someday, you know, if I have another Kohler Courage or something, or maybe I would make another attempt and change the head and use JB Weld this time and do it, you know, but that's for another day. I'm going to put this muffler back on here so I have it, and then we'll try to put that command on there. Okay, so I got all 4 bolts in, surprisingly. That 4th one wasn't as hard as before, but I guess it's because I just did it, so I knew where a hole exactly was. Connected the positive solenoid wire to the starter. Here is the wiring harness. However, with this engine, the wiring harness is on the other side. Of course it is! Why wouldn't it be plug and play? Because they want to make it nice and easy for me, right? Anyway, so the wiring harness is connected to the voltage regulator here. And this harness is DONESKI! So guess what? Now I got to find another harness mate to this and splice the wires, figure out what this black one is. I would think that this might be the magneto kill wire. And then there's this loose red wire, right? It goes into here, so the red should be stator. Where would this connect to, though? You know? So I'll have to try to figure this out. But then I have to get a fuel line that connects from the carburetor to this part here. No big deal. I did connect the throttle cable there. It was kind of tight, still kind of tight, look, but seems to work. So it took some doing, but I had another module. I had to remove each wires and its pins, rebend them back together again. And I shoved that black wire in there because it seemed like the logical place for it to be. I don't know if it's supposed to be, but get ready for an electrical fire. But anyway, I'm going to route this on the other side, kind of figure out where this red one goes. I would think this red one goes to the stator. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to route this over on the other side. Okay, I've just connected the wiring harness, and honestly, I'm kind of nervous. I don't want an electrical fire, you know what I mean? I think when I put this engine back together again, I did not put any Earl in there. And just to make sure, that's right, it is completely dry. There's no Earl. So I'm going to put some SAE 10W30, which is the recommended oil for Kohler, Courage, and Command engines. Not SAE 30, not 5W30, 10W30. It is actually a pretty well-known thing. I also connected a fuel line to the carburetor. Routed it on top here, so it has a perfect gravity flow. From there, it dips a little over here. Maybe I could put this on top like that. Yeah, that'll be better. Yeah. There's still a little bit of a dip, but the pressure of the fuel go down there. It is shut off right now. I know that if I turn this on and fuel flows right into the carburetor, I know it'll leak, because that's what these things do, especially on commands. They leak. So I'm going to put in 1 full quart of 10W30 for testing. And we'll try to crank this and hope it doesn't blow up and melt everything. Earl. Earl. So coming from the battery, the only wire that has power to it is this orange wire right there. So this orange wire goes up here, loops around through an diode, comes through here, loops through here, and goes into there. So, and I think that comes out of here. So, I mean, I don't see how this is going to work except for this orange wire. So look, I'm going to try to turn the key and crank this engine. If this engine cranks, it means that the wiring is probably correct. If I turn the key and smoke starts happening, we know we have wires crossed and it's not right. So I'm going to have my wire cutters ready right here, like that. And if it starts to smoke and cause a fire, I'm just going to slam it like that and cut that red wire so that no power is going to... Well, I could just turn the switch off. All right, so look, it's just fail-safe, you know what I mean? I'll slap this and cut the wire, and should be no power going to this thing, or I'll just shut the switch off. So I'm just going to turn the key and hope that power goes to the solenoid. It works, and then, well, we know the solenoid works, and it turns the starter to turn the engine. We have oil in it. I didn't turn on the fuel. I just want to see if it cranks. Ready? First notch. Second notch. Here's the start. Hey, that's a little piece of it right there, you know what I mean? That we're turning the key and it cranks when it should. Good. Alright, so we know that maybe this wiring harness is correct, but still don't know what this red wire is for. Or if that black wire that I shoved into that empty slot is the kill. So if it does start, will it shut off? You know, that's the question. So I guess I should turn the fuel on now. Kind of nervous. Okay, here we go. I am turning on the fuel. I have turned the fuel shut off, and there you go. It is leaking like clockwork. Oh, that looks like it's not even on tight. That's why. All right. That's why. Why wasn't it tight? That's very strange. Isn't that strange? Well, it's leaking anyway. Let's tighten it. 1/2-inch nut. That's good enough. All right, is it leaking? Yep, it's leaking. Like clockwork. They all do, they all leak. Never fails. May have to change this carb. God, what a pain in the ass, huh? Maybe the gasket's bad or something like that. You know what? It's not terrible actually. Let's try to start this thing, huh? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Alright, here we go. Choke. Got gas, got oil. I think it's connected correctly. Let's get this in case. Just cut it like that. Here we go. Nope, okay, it won't start, and battery's kind of dying, so I need to recharge. And didn't even have any signs of starting, huh? But the battery did seem kind of slow though. I just put a jumper pack to the battery. Let's see. You can see it's missing the breather hose out of here, right? And stuff's coming out. I shoot some go-go juice in there and see. Maybe it's not getting fuel. Crank it down. Maybe it's not getting spark. I'm going to put the battery to a charger and charge it up a little bit. Let's check for spark. Plenty of spark. Good spark too. It makes me feel like, why doesn't it start then? It's really good spark. I'm going to spray some fluid in the hole. Put the spark plug back in. Give it a try. Let's see if it even turns over. So it's backfiring, just like Nick from West Islip said. That's the reason why he took it apart, because it was backfiring. So the timing's off. So maybe it's a sheared key. That could be it. Yeah, that's it. That could be it. Could be a sheared key. You think maybe he didn't test that? He took the whole thing apart. Oh, wait a minute. I put this back together again, so it should be fine. That's weird. We'll have to research this another time. Doing an engine swap today, checking for spark, reconnecting all the wiring and the cables to get this engine at least cranking. Put some oil in there. We're gonna have to troubleshoot this some more. This LT2000 project has been kind of a thorn in my side, isn't it? I'm kind of tired of even looking at it. Anyway. We got to try to figure it out, because now I'm determined to get this tractor running. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Because the UPS
guy screwed this up. I'm going to see you next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.